Feel shy, if you feel like English is only in your books, then stay with me, because in this video, you will learn how to make English part of your real world. Step by step, you will see that English is not only grammar, not only rules, but a living language that can change your life. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Wake-Up Moment. There is always one moment in life when you realize the truth. For many English learners, that moment comes suddenly. Maybe it happened when you met a person who spoke English to you. Maybe it happened when you were traveling and someone asked you a question in English. Or maybe it was in a classroom when the teacher expected you to answer. And in that moment, your mind froze. You felt lost. You felt small. You felt like all the lessons you studied in books did not help you at all. That was the wake-up moment. I remember my own moment clearly. I had studied words. I had read grammar rules. I thought I was ready. But when I had to speak, nothing came out. My mouth was dry. My heart was beating fast. And the only thing I could think was, why can I not use the English I know? That day, I understood something important. English is not only in books. It is not only in lessons. English is a living thing. To use it, you must live it. This moment can be painful, but it is also powerful, because when you feel that pain, it wakes you up. It tells you the truth. The truth is that English is not just for exams. It is not just for writing. It is for real life. It is for conversations, for connection, for dreams. When you wake up to this truth, you take the first real step toward fluency. Think about it. Why do you want English? Do you want it only for grades, or do you want it for your future? Do you want it to open doors for you? Do you want it to help you talk to people from all over the world? If your answer is yes, then you must stop keeping English locked inside your notebooks. You must bring it into your life. The wake-up moment is like standing at a door. Behind that door is a new world. A world where you can watch movies without subtitles. A world where you can travel with confidence. A world where you can share your ideas with people from every country. But the door will not open by itself. You must decide to push it open, and you can. In real life, English is everywhere. When you walk outside, you see signs. On your phone, you see apps. In music, you hear words. English is not far away. It is close to you every single day. The only question is, will you notice it? Will you use it? Or will you keep ignoring it? Your wake-up moment is when you decide to notice. Maybe you are thinking, but I am afraid. I am not ready. Let me tell you something. No one is ever fully ready. You do not need to be perfect to start. You only need courage. Courage is when you feel fear, but still take action. If you can take one step, you will see the second step. If you can say one small sentence, you will say another. Soon, you will walk into English with more power than you thought possible. Your wake-up moment is today. Not tomorrow, not next year. Today. This is the time when you say, I will not only study English, I will live it. Say it now. Feel it now. Believe it now. Because if you believe, you will act. And if you act, you will grow. The journey will not be easy, but it will be beautiful. Every mistake will teach you. Every small success will give you energy. Every conversation will build your confidence. The moment you wake up and see English as part of your real life, everything changes. So remember this: the wake-up moment is not a problem. It is a gift. It is the sign that your true English journey has just begun. And from this day forward, you are not just a learner. You are a speaker. You are a dreamer. You are someone who can bring English into your life and never let it go. Chapter 2. See English around you. When you wake up to the truth that English must be part of your real life, the next step is to open your eyes. Open your eyes wide, because English is already around you. You do not have to travel to another country. You do not have to sit in a perfect classroom. You do not have to wait for a special teacher. The world is already your teacher. English is already speaking to you every single day. You just need to see it. Look around your room right now. What do you see? Maybe you see your phone. Maybe you see your computer. Maybe you see books, clothes, food, or even a cup of tea. Do you know that English is hiding in all of these things? Your phone has apps in English. Your clothes have English tags. Your food packets have English words. Your internet is full of English. English is not far away. It is already in your hands. The mistake many learners make is they ignore it. They think English only lives in heavy books. They think it only belongs in grammar lessons. That is why they never grow. But the smart learner looks around and says, English is here. I will use it. That one choice can change everything. Let me tell you something. When I first started learning, I was the same. I only studied from books. I repeated words, but I never noticed the English around me. One day, I looked at my shampoo bottle. There were English words written there, simple words, words like clean, fresh, natural. That day, I felt a spark. I realized English was not only in the classroom, it was in my bathroom, in my kitchen, in my street, in my music. From that day, I began to see it everywhere. And the more I saw it, the more I learned. Every time I read a sign outside, I repeated it. Every time I saw English on my phone, I spoke it out loud. When I heard music, I searched for the meaning. Slowly, the world became my teacher. And I promise you, this will happen to you too. Imagine your day. You wake up and look at your phone. There are English words. You go outside, you see shop names, ads, posters. You turn on the radio or YouTube, and you hear English. If you pay attention, you can learn 10 new words in just one morning. And you did not even sit at a desk. You only opened your eyes. This is powerful, because when English is connected to real life, it stays in your mind. It is not just a list of words. It is part of your world. That is why you must see English around you every day. You must train your brain to notice. Once you notice, you cannot stop. It becomes natural. Do not say, but my country does not have English. That is not true. The internet is everywhere. Music is everywhere. Movies are everywhere. Even your own phone can be your English teacher if you change the settings. You can make your home an English world if you decide. So today, I want you to try something. Walk around your home, touch an object, say its name in English. If you don't know the word, search it, and then say it again. Do this every day. It will look simple. It will feel small. But small steps grow into big results. When you see English around you, you are no longer just a student. You are a real-life learner. You are not waiting for the perfect time. You are learning now. That is the secret. The world becomes your classroom, and every moment becomes a lesson. So open your eyes, look around. English is not far away. It is close to you, waiting for you to notice it. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And when that happens, you will start living English in your real life. Chapter 3. Speak to yourself first. Now that you can see English all around you, the next powerful step is to open your mouth. But here is the truth. Most people wait too long. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for the perfect partner. They wait until they think they are ready. And because of this waiting, they never begin. But let me tell you something very important. You do not need anyone else to start speaking English. You can begin right now with the person who is always with you, yourself. Speaking to yourself is not strange. It is smart. It is powerful. It is how children learn. Think of a child. They talk to themselves all day. They play with toys and speak out loud. They pretend to be teachers, heroes, parents, or friends. And that is why they grow fast. You can do the same. When you speak to yourself in English, you are training your brain and your tongue at the same time. At first, it may feel funny. You may laugh at yourself. You may feel shy even when you are alone. But that is normal. I felt the same. The first time I looked in the mirror and said, "I am learning English," I almost laughed. My voice sounded strange, but then I said it again and again. And slowly my voice became stronger. My confidence grew. You can do this too. Start small. Wake up in the morning and say, "Good morning. How are you today?" Say it to yourself. Smile when you say it. Then tell yourself what you are doing. If you are brushing your teeth, say, "I am brushing my teeth." If you are drinking water, say, "I am drinking water." These are simple sentences, but simple is powerful. Each small sentence is like a brick. Day by day, those bricks build your English house. When you speak to yourself, you are not only practicing words, you are also practicing courage. You are training your mind to think in English without fear. This is very important, because when you finally speak to another person, your brain will already be ready. You will not freeze. You will not panic. You will already know how to use your words. Let me tell you a secret. Some of the most fluent English speakers in the world started by talking to themselves. They practiced in front of mirrors. They practiced while walking. They practiced while cooking. And when the real moment came to speak with others, they were confident. They were ready. So never think speaking to yourself is useless. It is one of the best methods. The world may not see you practicing, but your future will thank you. Because every time you speak to yourself, you are becoming stronger. Every time you use your own voice, you are building fluency. I want you to try this today. Look in the mirror, say your name in English, then say, "I am learning. I am growing. I can speak English." Repeat these sentences 3 times. Feel the words, believe them. You will notice a new energy inside you. That is the power of speaking to yourself. Remember this. Your voice is your best teacher. Your mirror is your best partner. And your mind is your best classroom. Do not wait for someone else to give you permission. You already have permission. You are ready now. So speak to yourself. Speak often. Speak with courage. And one day, without even noticing, you will realize you are not only talking to yourself, you are talking to the world. Chapter 4. Small Sentences, Big Power. When people think of English, they often imagine long sentences. They imagine difficult grammar. They imagine big words. And because of this, they feel afraid. They think, I cannot speak like that. I cannot use those long sentences. But here is the truth. You do not need long sentences to be powerful. You do not need difficult grammar to be understood. The real power of English is in small sentences. Think of a child. When a child learns to speak, they do not start with big sentences. They do not say, I would like to express my feelings about the weather today. Number. They simply say, it is hot, or I am cold. These are small sentences, but they work. Everyone understands them. And from these small sentences, bigger sentences are born. You can do the same. You do not need to wait until you know every grammar rule. You do not need to wait until your vocabulary is huge. You can start right now with the words you already know. When you say, I am happy, that is English. When you say, I like tea, that is English. When you say, I need help, that is English. And it is powerful because it is real. Do not let the fear of mistakes stop you. If your sentence is small, it is not weak. It is strong. It is simple. And simple is beautiful. Simple words can move hearts. Simple sentences can change your life. Remember, the world's most famous speeches are often built on short and clear sentences. People remember them because they are easy. When I started speaking English, I tried to make big sentences. I tried to impress people. But I always got lost. I forgot the grammar. I forgot the words. I felt ashamed. Then I realized something important. I realized that even one short sentence can connect me with another person. If I said, I am learning, people understood. If I said, please repeat, people helped me. Slowly, I built my courage with small sentences, and step by step, those small sentences carried me forward. I want you to feel the same freedom. Stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to sound like a professor. Just be clear. Just be simple. Because small sentences are not only easy, they are also true. They show your heart. They show your effort. And people respect that. Imagine this. You meet someone new. You want to speak. Your mind is afraid. Instead of staying silent, you say, hello. I am learning English, that is enough. The other person will smile. They will listen. They may even help you. That one small sentence opens the door to a conversation. That is the real power. Every day, I want you to practice 3 small sentences. In the morning, say one about yourself. In the afternoon, say one about your day. In the evening, say one about your feeling. It can be as simple as, I am tired, or I am happy, or I need food. These are not just words. These are your first steps into real English life. So never think small sentences are weak. They are strong. They are the foundation of everything. Without small sentences, big ones cannot exist. Without small steps, big journeys cannot begin. And without simple words, fluent English cannot be built. Remember this. Every big speaker was once a beginner. Every fluent person once spoke in small sentences. So be proud when you speak simply. Be proud when you use short words, because that is where greatness begins. So today, promise yourself, you will not be silent. You will speak. Even if it is only one small sentence, speak it with courage. Speak it with heart. Speak it with belief. Because small sentences have big power, and that power is already inside you. Chapter 5. Listening to real voices. If speaking is one side of English, listening is the other side. Many learners forget this. They only try to talk, but they do not train their ears. But let me tell you, listening is your secret power. Listening is where real learning begins. When you listen to real voices, your brain starts to understand the rhythm, the music, and the life of English. Think of how babies learn. Before they speak, they listen. They hear their parents' voices every day. They listen for months. They hear sounds, tones, emotions, and words. Then, one day, they start speaking. That is how nature designed learning. And you can follow the same path. Listening comes first. Speaking grows from it. When I first started, I did not listen enough. I only read. I thought books would give me everything. But when I heard native speakers, I felt lost. They spoke fast. They used words I did not know. I could not catch the meaning. I felt weak. But then I made a decision. I said, I will listen every day. And slowly everything changed. At first, I understood almost nothing. But I kept going. I listened to songs. I listened to movies. I listened to podcasts. I even listened to conversations around me, even if I only caught 1 or 2 words. And then something amazing happened. One day I understood a whole sentence. That moment gave me hope. It was proof that listening works. You can do the same. Make listening part of your life. Listen in the morning when you wake up. Listen at night before you sleep. You do not need to understand everything. You only need to listen with an open heart. Slowly, your brain will connect the sounds with the words you already know. Slowly, English will feel more natural. Do not be afraid of fast voices. Do not give up if you miss words. It is normal. Every learner feels that. But if you keep going, your brain will adapt. One day, what felt impossible will feel easy. That is the power of listening. Listening also teaches you how to speak. When you hear real voices, you learn pronunciation. You learn how words connect. You learn the melody of English. Reading cannot give you that. Only listening can. That is why it is so important. I want you to try something today. Choose one short video or audio in English. Listen to it 3 times. The first time, just listen. The second time, try to catch a few words. The third time, repeat 1 sentence out loud. If you do this daily, your listening will grow, and your speaking will also improve. Remember, listening is not passive, it is active. Every time you listen, your brain is training. Every time you hear, your mind is learning. Even if you do not notice, the magic is happening inside you, and soon it will show outside you when you speak. So do not ignore listening. Make it your habit. Make it your friend. Because the more you listen to real voices, the more your own voice will grow. And one day, without fear, you will speak with the same power you hear. Chapter 6. Real-life vocabulary. One of the biggest problems for English learners is vocabulary. Many people think they must know thousands of words before they can speak. They fill notebooks with long lists. They memorize hard words they never use, and in the end, they still cannot speak in real life. But here is the truth. You do not need every word in English. You only need the words from your own life. That is what I call real-life vocabulary. Think about it. Every day, you live your life. You eat, you drink, you work, you study, you travel, you meet people. These are your real moments, and each of these moments has simple words. If you learn the words from your own life, you can speak about yourself. And when you speak about yourself, you sound real, natural, and confident. I learned this lesson the hard way. At first, I tried to study words like photosynthesis or international conference. They looked important in the dictionary. But when I wanted to buy food, I could not say tomato. When I wanted to ask for help, I could not say bus. That was my mistake. I was learning words for exams, not for life. And life is where English matters most. So I changed my way. I started to notice the words around me. In the kitchen, I learned words like bread, milk, spoon, and cup. At the bus stop, I learned words like ticket, driver, seat, and station. At work, I learned words like paper, pen, computer, and meeting. These were not big words, but they were my words. And the moment I used them, I felt alive in English. You can do this too. Look at your daily routine. Make a list of the things you see and use every day. Then learn those words in English. Use them in small sentences. Say, I need water. Say, I like coffee. Say, my phone is on the table. These are not just sentences. These are pieces of your life in English. The power of real-life vocabulary is that you never forget it. Why? Because you use it often. If you learn a word you do not need, your brain will throw it away. But if you learn a word you use every day, your brain will keep it. It becomes natural, like breathing. Do not feel small if your vocabulary is simple. Simple vocabulary is strong vocabulary. It is enough to live in English. Even native speakers use simple words most of the time. They do not speak like a dictionary. They speak like people. And that is what you should do too. I want you to try something today. Walk around your room. Touch 5 objects. Say their names in English. Then make 1 sentence with each. If you do this daily, you will quickly build a strong base of real-life vocabulary. This is the foundation of real fluency. So remember this. English is not only for exams, it is for life, and your life is full of words waiting to be learned. Start with them. Speak them. Live them. That is the power of real-life vocabulary. Chapter 7. Mistakes are your best teacher. When most people learn English, they are afraid of one thing: mistakes. They feel nervous. They feel shy. They think, what if I say it wrong? What if people laugh at me? So they stay silent. They hide their voice. But silence does not teach you. Mistakes do. Mistakes are not your enemy. They are your best teacher. Think about how you learned to walk when you were a baby. Did you walk perfectly on the first day? Number. You fell many times. You cried. You got up again. You tried again. And slowly, you walked. And now walking feels easy. The same is true for English. You will make mistakes. You will fall. But if you get up again, you will grow strong. I remember my first mistake in English. I wanted to say, I am hungry, but I said, I am angry. People laughed. My face turned red. I wanted to disappear. But then I laughed too. I repeated the right word. And guess what? I never forgot that mistake. It became my teacher. Today, when I say hungry, I smile, because I know that mistake gave me strength. This is the secret. Every mistake teaches you something. If you say the wrong word, you learn the right one. If you forget a sentence, you learn to prepare. If someone corrects you, you remember it forever. Mistakes are not a sign of weakness. They are proof that you are trying. They are proof that you are brave enough to use your English in real life. People who never make mistakes never learn. They stay in the same place. But people who make mistakes every day grow faster. They become confident. They become free. They become real speakers. That is why you should not hide from mistakes. You should welcome them. Imagine this. You are speaking English with someone. You say a wrong word. The person smiles and helps you. You feel a little shy, but then you realize something important. You are not alone. Everyone makes mistakes. Even native speakers make mistakes. Even teachers make mistakes. And if they can, you can too. I want you to change the way you think about mistakes. Do not call them failures. Call them lessons. Every mistake is like a small light showing you the way forward. Without mistakes, the road would be dark. But with mistakes, you can see the path. You can keep moving. So from today, do not be afraid to speak. Open your mouth. Use your words. If they come out wrong, it is fine. If people laugh, laugh with them. If you forget, try again. Each mistake you make is one step closer to fluency. I want you to remember this forever. Mistakes are not the end. They are the beginning. They are the real classroom of life. And if you keep learning from them, one day you will look back and say, "Thank you, mistakes. You made me strong." Chapter 8. English in Conversations. Learning English alone is powerful, but one day you must take the next big step. That step is conversation. Conversation is where English becomes real. Conversation is where your words meet another person's words. And this is the moment most learners fear. They worry. They feel nervous. They think, what if I do not understand? What if I say it wrong? But let me tell you something. Conversation is not something to fear. It is something to celebrate. It is the best chance to grow. Think about why you are learning English. Is it only for exams? Number. It is for life. It is for people. It is for connection. That is why conversations matter. When you speak with another person, even for 1 minute, you learn more than from 1 hour of silent study. Because conversation is alive. It is full of real words, real mistakes, and real learning. I remember my first English conversation. My hands were shaking, my heart was fast, I could not relax. I wanted to run away, but I stayed. I listened. I spoke. I said small sentences like, "Hello, how are you?" and "I am learning English." And you know what? It worked. The other person smiled. They answered. And for the first time, I felt the magic of English in real life. Your first conversation may feel the same. You may be scared. You may forget words. But do not stop. Even if you only say, "Hello," that is a victory. Even if you only ask, "How are you?" that is a step forward. And each time you practice, your courage grows. The secret of conversation is not to speak perfectly. The secret is to connect. People do not care if your grammar is 100% correct. People care if you try. They care if you listen. They care if you are open and real. That is enough to build trust. That is enough to build confidence. Start small. Practice greetings. Practice questions like, "What is your name?" or "Where are you from?" Practice answers like, "I live here," or "I like music." These are simple, but they are the key. From small conversations, bigger ones will grow. And do not only wait for perfect partners. Practice with friends. Practice with classmates. Practice with family members. Even practice with strangers if you have the chance. Every conversation is a lesson. Every person you meet is a teacher. And the world is full of teachers if you open your mouth. I want you to remember this. Your English is not for hiding. It is for sharing. Every time you speak to someone, you are giving them a gift. The gift of your effort. The gift of your courage. And in return, they give you the gift of practice. So from today, do not run away from conversations. Look for them. Create them. Even if it is just 1 minute, speak. Even if it is just one sentence, speak, because every conversation is proof that you are alive in English. One day, you will look back and smile. You will remember your first small conversations, and you will see how they built your confidence step by step. That is the power of English in conversations. That is how you move from a learner to a speaker. Chapter 9. Build your English day. If you want English to become part of your real life, you must give it a place in your day. Not only in school, not only once a week, every day, because English is like a muscle. If you use it daily, it becomes strong. If you leave it, it becomes weak. That is why you must build your English day. Your English day does not mean you study for hours. It does not mean you sit with heavy books all the time. It means you live your normal day, but with English inside it. Small moments, small habits, small sentences. Together, they create a powerful routine. Start in the morning. When you wake up, greet yourself in English. Say, "Good morning. Today will be a great day." Then describe one thing you see. Maybe, "The sun is bright," or "My bed is warm." These small sentences will wake up your brain in English. Continue in the afternoon. If you are traveling, listen to English on your phone. A short podcast, a small story, a song. Even if you do not understand every word, listen with your heart. Let the sound of English become natural. If you are at work or school, try to notice English words around you. Write them down. Repeat them later. In the evening, give yourself 5 minutes to speak. Talk about your day. Say, "I woke up early. I studied English. I ate lunch. I met a friend." Speak out loud, even if no one is listening. The more you speak, the more confident you will become. This routine may look simple, but it is powerful. Because when you repeat it daily, English becomes part of your life. It is no longer a subject. It is no longer homework. It is a living habit. And habits create change. I remember when I first tried this. At first, it felt strange. I thought, can these small moments really help me? But after 1 week, I felt different. English came faster to my mind. Sentences felt easier. After 1 month, I was surprised. I could think in English without effort. That was the power of my English day. You can create the same. Do not wait for free time. Make English part of the time you already have. While brushing your teeth, say one sentence. While eating, name your food in English. While walking, describe the street. These are small actions, but they are not small in power. The best part is that you do not need to force yourself. When English becomes a habit, it feels natural, just like drinking water, just like brushing your teeth. You do it without stress, and slowly, you see results. So today, I want you to make a promise. Promise yourself that English will not stay in the classroom. It will live in your day. Morning, afternoon, evening. One sentence here, one word there. Step by step, you will build a life of English. And one day, you will look back and smile. You will see how these daily moments changed everything. You will realize that your English is not only practice, it is part of you. That is the power of building your English day. Chapter 10. From Alone to Together. For many learners, English starts alone. You sit with your books, you practice in your room, you talk to yourself in the mirror. This is good, this is powerful. But there comes a time when you must step forward. You must move from learning alone to learning together. Because English is not only a personal journey, it is also a bridge that connects you to others. When you speak alone, you build confidence. You hear your own voice. You practice without fear. But when you speak with others, something magical happens. You learn faster. You feel stronger. You see that your words can touch another person's heart. That is why you cannot stay alone forever. You must go out and use English with people. I remember the first time I joined a group to practice English. I was scared. My hands were cold. I thought, what if I say something wrong? What if they laugh? But the opposite happened. The group welcomed me. They smiled. They listened. Some of them made mistakes too, and that gave me courage. I realized I was not alone. I was part of a family of learners. You can do the same. Look for opportunities. Join an online group. Find a study partner. Talk to classmates. Even practice with family members who are learning too. When you learn together, you grow together. And every person becomes your teacher. The truth is, English is a social language. It was made for communication. That means you cannot keep it inside. You must share it. You must use it with real people. Each time you say hello to someone, you are building a bridge. Each time you ask, how are you? You are opening a door. That is the beauty of English in conversations with others. Do not think you need to be perfect to join people. Perfection is not the goal. Connection is. People do not care if your grammar is wrong. They care if you are honest. They care if you are brave. They care if you try. That is enough. When you move from alone to together, you also learn patience. Sometimes you will not understand every word. Sometimes others will not understand you. But that is normal. That is real communication. Every pause, every smile, every repeat is part of the lesson. And with every lesson, you become better. I want you to imagine this. You sit in a group. You share a small sentence. Everyone listens. They answer. Suddenly, you are part of a conversation. You are not just a student anymore. You are a speaker. You belong. That feeling is priceless. So today, take one step. If you have been practicing alone, reach out. Send a message to someone. Join a small group. Start a short conversation. It does not need to be long. Even 5 minutes is enough, because 5 minutes together is more powerful than 1 hour alone. Remember, your journey started with you, but it will not end with you. It will grow with others. Alone, you are strong. Together, you are unstoppable. That is the power of moving from alone to together. Chapter 11. Think in English. Speaking English is powerful. Listening to English is powerful. But the highest step is when you begin to think in English. Thinking in English changes everything. Because when your thoughts are in English, your words come naturally. You do not need to translate. You do not need to wait. You just speak. And that is the true key to fluency. At first, this idea may sound impossible. You may say, "How can I think in English if I do not know enough words?" But here is the truth. You do not need many words to start. You can begin with the simple ones you already know. Even small thoughts in English are steps toward big fluency. I remember when I first tried this. I was sitting alone, and I told myself, "I am hungry." Then I said, "I want food." These were simple thoughts, but they were in English. For the first time, my brain was not translating. It was speaking directly inside my head. That small moment gave me hope. I realized that if I could think one thought in English, I could think many more. You can practice this too. Start with your daily actions. When you wake up, tell yourself, "I am awake." When you brush your teeth, think, "I am brushing my teeth." When you go outside, think, "The sky is blue. The road is long." These are not difficult sentences, but they are powerful because they train your mind to live in English. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Soon, your brain will stop translating. You will stop thinking in your first language first. Instead, English will appear in your mind like a picture. And when you speak, the words will flow. Thinking in English also makes you faster. Many learners feel slow when speaking. They pause, they search for words, they lose confidence. But when you practice thinking, your brain becomes quicker. You find words without stress. You connect ideas without fear. And your sentences sound smoother. Do not be afraid if your thoughts are simple. Do not be afraid if they are short. This is the way everyone starts. Even native children think in short sentences. They grow step by step, and you will too. The important thing is not the size of your thought. The important thing is the habit of thinking in English daily. I want you to try a small challenge. Choose 1 hour of your day. During that hour, try to think only in English. Do not worry about mistakes. Just think simple sentences. Even if you only say, "I like this," or "I see that," it is enough. With time, this 1 hour will grow into more, and soon your whole day will be filled with English thoughts. Remember, your brain is your strongest tool. If you feed it English, it will give you English. If you feed it excuses, it will give you excuses. So make the choice today. Train your mind. Think in English. Live in English. And you will see your fluency grow like never before. Chapter 12. Living English Forever. You have now walked a long way in your English journey. You woke up to the truth. You began to see English around you. You spoke to yourself. You used small sentences. You listened to real voices. You learned real-life vocabulary. You accepted mistakes as teachers. You stepped into conversations. You built your English day. You moved from alone to together. You even began to think in English. And now comes the final step. The step that makes English not just something you study, but something you live. This is living English forever. Living English forever means that English is no longer outside of you. It is inside you. It is not something you do only for exams or lessons. It is something you breathe, something you carry, something you enjoy. It is part of your identity. It is part of who you are. When you live English, you do not feel pressure anymore. You do not feel afraid. You use it the same way you use your first language. You wake up and English is with you. You go to sleep and English is still with you. It is not a subject. It is your friend. I remember when this happened to me. At first, English felt heavy. It felt like work. But slowly, it changed. One day, I realized I was not only studying English, I was living it. I watched movies for fun, not for homework. I read books for joy, not for tests. I spoke with people because I wanted to, not because I had to. And in that moment, I knew English was mine forever. This can happen for you too. All you need is consistency. Keep English in your daily life. Keep it in your thoughts, in your music, in your phone, in your conversations. Do not let it disappear. Do not treat it like a short project. Treat it like a lifestyle. When you live English, you will see new doors open. You will connect with people across the world. You will understand new ideas. You will explore books, movies, and songs that once felt far away. You will even see your own confidence grow. Because every time you use English, you will feel proud. Do not believe the lie that you will forget everything. You will not. If you live it, it will stay with you. Language is like a plant. If you water it, it grows. If you use it, it stays alive. The more you practice, the deeper the roots. And when the roots are deep, nothing can take it away. I want you to imagine your future. Imagine yourself speaking English easily. Imagine yourself traveling, learning, making friends, building your career, enjoying life. That future is not far. It begins now. It begins with a choice to make English part of you forever. So today, say it to yourself. Say, English is my friend. English is my future. English is part of my life. Repeat it, believe it, and live it. Because when you live English forever, you are not just learning a language. You are creating a new life. If this video gave you energy and ideas, don't stop here. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your journey is just starting, and I will see you in the next video.